What if every what if were real? A form of modal realism where possible worlds are not necessarily isolated. Unlike David Lewis-style modal realism, this version allows for the possibility that realities can become synchronized, observed, or even affected by entities, functions, or agents with the right kind of access. In this model, omniscience is not necessarily a person, a god, or a mind. It can be treated as a read-only function, a way of seeing every reality without directly changing it. But if omniscience can read across realities, then isolation is no longer absolute. And if two agents, each with some form of local omnipotence, both with the same kind of cross-reality interaction, synchronization may become possible. Level 1. Surface. Simple what-ifs. Basic alternate histories and familiar possibilities. These are the realities people immediately understand. Small changes, alternate timelines, historical divergences, impossible creatures, and what if this one thing were different? Scenarios. Examples. Napoleon invades Russia from the east. France and England unite through Doggerland in the 19th century. Level 2. Structural convergence. Different worlds can independently evolve towards similar structures. A reality does not need to share the same history as ours to produce similar empires, cities, religions, technologies, wars, aesthetics, or political systems. A world can reach something similar to Napoleon, Rome, Christianity, Japan, industrialization, or the internet through totally different causes. The same structure can emerge from different timelines. Examples. A redhead man named Napoleon who became emperor of a land called France. An Edo-Japanese civilization without Japanese people in Britain in the 1st century. Convergence of will. Some realities converge because agents want similar things. Even in 2026, humans could theoretically recreate something resembling a Napoleonic empire if enough people truly wanted it. This means that some possibilities are not only produced by physics, geography, or history, but by will. A structure can reappear because desire, ambition, nostalgia, ideology, or coordination brings it back. Read-only omniscience. Omniscience as a function, not as an entity. Omniscience does not have to be God. It can be a metaphysical function that sees all realities in read-only mode. It observes every possible world, every possible timeline, every impossible looking, but still possible configuration, and every variation of every person. It does not create. It does not judge. It does not necessarily think. It only reads. But even pure observation creates a problem. If something can see across realities, then realities are not completely isolated. Types of omnipotence. Omnipotence is not one thing. It has categories. Local omnipotence. Power over one limited reality, region, body, world, or rule system. Example. Being all-powerful inside one universe, one planet, one simulation, or one personal domain. Agentic omnipotence. Power that belongs to a specific agent or will. The power does not act randomly. It follows an individual's intention. Example. A human with an omnipotent agent attached to them. Entity, omnipotence. Classical godlike omnipotence. The being is itself omnipotent in essence. Example. God as an omniscient and omnipotent entity. Modal omnipotence. Power over possible realities themselves. You can create, control, modify, or synchronize modal realities just by thinking. In the most extreme version, every thought has consequences somewhere. Thinking about a cute rabbit might cause a genocide in one reality. Thinking about something sad might make 100 billion beings happy in another. No act is metaphysically neutral across infinity. Synchronization between realities. Realities may interact if the right conditions exist. If realities are not absolutely isolated, then some form of synchronization may be possible. Synchronization means literal interaction with something in another reality. This interaction could happen through local omnipotence, modal omnipotence, read-only omniscience becoming read-write, Two agents willing the same bridge from different realities, a shared metaphysical function, a duplicated object, a consciousness existing in multiple realities, a background process translating one reality into another. The important idea is this: a possible world is not necessarily sealed forever. Your existence may affect other worlds without you knowing. In an infinite modal system, simply existing may have consequences elsewhere. In some realities, your existence helps people. In others, it harms people. In others, it does nothing. In others, it translates into something completely unrelated. You might think about a rabbit, and somewhere else that thought becomes a catastrophe. You might feel sad, and somewhere else that sadness becomes joy for billions of beings. Maybe infinite people are watching you right now from other realities. Maybe your entire life is background content for someone else's omniscient slideshow. Being God may be less interesting than being human with an omnipotent agent. Classical God is omniscient and omnipotent in essence, but that might actually be worse than being a normal human with an omnipotent agent. If you are God, everything is already contained in you. You do not really discover. You do not really risk. You do not really become. But if you are still human and have access to omnipotence, you can explore possibility from inside limitation. That might be more interesting. Godhood is not automatically the best state. Maybe being God is not that great. If even godhood is not that impressive, maybe nothing is ultimately impressive. This is not negative nihilism. It is not despair. It is realistic nihilism. Nothing truly matters in an absolute sense, but that does not mean things cannot be beautiful, funny, terrifying, stylish, or worth experiencing. Everything is possible. And yet, maybe nothing matters. That is not a tragedy. That might just be the most honest ending. Modal immortality. Maybe you already know quantum immortality. But modal immortality is stranger, and maybe even more realistic. Quantum immortality depends on a specific interpretation of quantum mechanics. Modal immortality does not. It only depends on the idea that if all possible realities exist, then there may always be at least one reality where your singularity continues. Not necessarily your body. Not necessarily your memories. Not necessarily your current personality. But something that still counts as you from the inside. In this model, nothingness cannot be experienced by your singularity, because if there is no experience, there is no subject to register the absence. So from the inside, consciousness may always continue somewhere, somehow, in some form. But this is only speculation. Because we do not even know if we are singularities. We do not know if consciousness is one thing, many things, a process, an illusion, a metaphysical object, or something we do not have the concepts to describe yet. So modal immortality is not a promise. It is only a disturbing possibility. Maybe death is the end. Maybe death is a transition. Maybe death is a filter. Maybe death is just the point where every version of you that can continue, continues. And if modal realism is true, then perhaps the real horror is not that you might die. The real horror is that, somewhere, you might never fully stop, and in a random reality. Randomness is the real horror.